This is number 4 on homework for lesson 16. I'm going to just start reading. It says, Mrs. Cleaver mixes 1 2400 liters of red paint with 3 times as much blue paint to make purple paint. She pours the paint equally into 5 containers. How much blue paint is in each container? Give your answer in liters. So once again, in word problems, I like to underline what is the question. What are they asking me? How much blue paint is in each container? That's what they want to know. So now I know I need to find out how much blue paint is in each container. And to do that, I'm going to need to know how much blue paint there is in general. So let's go back. We always start with what we know. What do we know? We know that she had 1 2400 liters of red paint. Let's just start there. That's something we know. So I just labeled it. Red is 1 2400 liters. So now we got to find out about blue. So it says she has that. She mixes the red paint with 3 times as much blue paint. 3 times as much. 3 times as much automatically makes me think that I'm going to use the operation of multiplication to get 3 times as much of the red paint. So I know blue paint is 3 times as much as the red paint, which was 1 2400 liters. We know that's how we're going to have to find the blue paint. So let's do that. Let's draw an area model. So I'm going to draw my area model, and I know I'm multiplying by 3, so I'm going to put that right out here. And how many digits do I have in 1 2400? 1, 2, 3. So break this into 3. I'm going to put my 1 here, my 2 tenths here, and my 400th. There we go, here. So I've labeled it. Now let's multiply. 3 times 1 is 3 ones. 3 times 2 is 6 tenths. And 3 times 4 is 12 hundredths. So we got to go down and make our partial products in standard form. Write them as a decimal. So 3 ones, we know is just 3. You can even put 0.0 if that helps. 6 tenths, we know we write that as a decimal as 0.6 because the 6 is in the tenths place. And 12 hundredths, we put our last digit in the hundredths place and fill it in. So 12 hundredths. We got to add our partial products. So 3, line up those decimals. 6 tenths. 1, 2. I'm going to put in zeros. That always helps me. Add them up. 2 plus 0 is just 2. 6 plus 1 is 7. Bring down the decimal. And 3 plus is nothing. 0 plus 0 is 3. So we know that in total, she had 3 7200 liters of blue paint. So let's go up there and put that in. 3 7200 liters of blue paint. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, since I'm writing really big once again, and erase my area model. If you prefer to just go straight to multiplying with the standard algorithm, that's fine as well. You would have just done 1 2400 times 3. And just done 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And bring down that decimal. 3 times 1 is 3. A little bit faster, but if you don't understand how to use this, I would keep using the area model, or you can check your work with the area model, or if you do the area model, you can check your work with the standard algorithm. Okay, so that was the first step of our problem. Let's go back, because is that what they wanted? To know how much blue paint was in total? No, it says how much blue paint is in each container. Okay, so let's go back. So she's pouring this paint that she makes equally into 5 containers. So she's pouring it equally into 5 containers. When I see that, taking a whole number and dividing it equally into 5 containers, I know we're going to divide. So let's draw that tape diagram, because that's what we're using to solve these problems today. That's the strategy we're trying out. So draw your tape diagram. Okay, we have to label it. We always label these. By the end, when you draw your tape diagram, whoever looks at it should be able to know the problem without even reading the problem. So we have to ask, what is this problem about? Well, it's about the blue paint. So this, let's label as total blue paint. Total blue paint. Now, we have to divide it into how many containers? 5. So let's divide this into 5. Just draw 4 lines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers. And last but not least, or actually you don't have to do it last, but we can't forget to label how much is this whole tape diagram worth. Right here, 3 72/100 liters. That's how much our total blue paint is. So we labeled it. Now what we still don't know is how much is in each container. So we must divide. Let me see if I have some room. I'm going to come up here and divide, okay? 3, ooh, that's messy. 3 72/100 divided by 5. Let's do it. Remember, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Dead monkeys smell bad. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Does McDonald's sell burgers? I don't care. Okay, 5. Can it go into 3? No. So let's look at the next number. Can 5 go into 37? Yes. If you don't know how many times, you need to skip count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 7 times. Whoa, my hands are dirty from all these markers. Okay, so what did I say? Oh, 7 times 5 is 35. Notice how I put the 7 above the 7 because it couldn't go into the 3. It could only go into the 37, so put your 7 over here. 7 times 5 is 35, so we multiply, let's subtract. 37 minus 35 is 2. Last step, bring down. Bring down that 2. 5 goes into 22. How many times? Well, I know 5 times 4 is 20, and we can't go on to 25, so I'm going to put 4 here. 4 times 5 is 20, so now we need to subtract. 22 minus 20 is 2. Do we have anything to bring down? Nope. But we still have this 2 left over. And since it's a decimal, we're not leaving a remainder. We can keep going on forever. So put on a 0 here and bring it down. Sorry, this is getting hard to read. This is a 20. Okay, 5 goes into 20 how many times? We know 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract, 20 minus 20 is 0. Now we can stop because we have a 0 here. Now, we gotta pull up that decimal. And then we see that in each container is 744 thousandths what? Liters. So let's go back. Each one of these boxes has 744 thousandths liters. So this is our answer. But I like it in a sentence. Remember, if we are doing a word problem, we've got to write it in a sentence, just like the problem was in a sentence. So I'm going to say Mrs. Cleaver pours 0.744 or 744 thousandths liters of blue paint in each container. You did it! Took quite a few steps, but these word problems are really challenging you to use everything that you've learned and to really think about how you can combine steps and how you can solve real life problems using what you're learning. Signing off.